Christina with Sanctuary Within, and welcome to your weekly Pick a Card pile. This week we have Selenite, and we have Tiger's Eye, and the third one is Amethyst. So, Selenite, Tiger's Eye, and Amethyst. Take a deep breath and feel into what message is for you right now as you're listening to this. Okay, so we're going to start with selenite, orange selenite. Move these out of the way. All right, and I will put a timestamp on the other ones. So, okay. So starting here, it's Speak Your Truth and the World card. And how I'm feeling this energy for you is that you are you're breaking a cycle right now, and it is being broken by speaking up, speaking your truth. And this is about, even if it's hard for you, if you really want to let go of those patterns, those ingrained patterns, and even of childhood trauma of not being seen, not being heard, not taking up space, then this is what you're really being called to do, to assert yourself, or to speaking up, because that's what's finally going to break the pattern of then taking up more space, so that people can value and respect you for you too, so that you can attract better circumstances around you. And I know it can feel really hard when that time, because it's always an emotional attachment, because that probably ties back into something childhood-wise, or something that has happened early on in your first 20 years. And that's why it's emotionally really hard, because you're actually breaking a generational trauma. You might even be breaking an ancestral trauma. But it is what is bringing you to really, really, really closing that cycle and bringing you back to wholeness. And then what will help and support this is the sun. And how I see this, let's see here, how I feel into this. This is about you radiating, you not only like receiving blessings. It's a part of it, because what happens when you break those patterns of overgiving or playing small just to make other people comfortable, you're breaking those patterns so that you can receive more instead. So you're doing this by, well, for one, practicing receiving, but also by taking up space. The sun card, the sun doesn't shrink back just to make someone else comfortable. This is about you stepping into your full radiance and being even more you. So embracing your unique self. Do the things that are quirky or whatever that is. Bring spontaneity into your life and shine for who you are, okay? Because you're worth it. It's going to help you tune back into your strength and courage. Sun is all about that fire that helps us with that courage, so that you can break the cycles that we started with talking about. On an inner level, on a spiritual level, I mean, this is also an inner level, but in the spiritual field, you are being called to really tune into an emotional intelligence within you. You are that. I feel like you who are listening, who chose this pile, you are the emotional intelligent ones, and maybe you were taught that you were not, because you were actually, your boundaries were walked over, or something like that. So if you feel, and I know this is what I do in my mentorships, I work with people to face childhood traumas and abuse of different forms, or emotional abuse that you still kind of keeps us bound in patterns in your adult life. But what this is calling you to do on a spiritual level here is that to face those things, to see where is that emotional tie coming from that makes you repeat the patterns or play small. So that you can tune into more emotional stability. So this is really going within and meditate, journal, sit with yourself, so that you can become more aware with yourself around this. And if you need any help, obviously I'm here. That's what I do for a living, so that I can help you break those core wounding, the core wounding that just keeps you in the same patterns. But otherwise, just meditate on that. Write out awareness. Self-awareness gives you a choice. So when you really go into that and then go into inner child healing, you have to do the energetic. Is not only being aware, but that's the first step, and then you can go to do the energetic healing and inner child healing, all those kind of things, right? You have another in the action field. Yeah, so this is like really, if you chose this pile, this is like, oh my gosh, this is really must be in your face. And I'm sorry if it's come up because the universe has a way of showing us, so it might be really in your face, and really it can be something quite intense that's happening right now. That's this mirror for you, so that you can break the core, the older traumas, right? Because what's in the action field is the Queen of Cups, so another cord caught in cups here. So this is also really going within. So in the spiritual field was the King of Cups, to find emotional stability. But in the action field is the Queen of Cups, which means it's also going within. The Queen is more going within, but because of the placements of the spread that I'm doing, this is really, so there's no like outer action to be done except for speaking a truth, because that's the thing that's going to come hump you over this hurdle to actually break the pattern. And it has to be practiced in real life. We can't only do it on an inside level, but with the Queen of Cups in the actual outer action field, it's just showing that you're meant to go within, so that you can find the stability and heal this within yourself, where you are not emotionally balanced out, or the relationship where you where this keeps showing up for you. So I have a feeling that you're really going through this and really being challenged to do it. But instead of looking at it as a challenge, can you look at this as an opportunity? You're having this amazing opportunity now to create something so much better for yourself. And I know it's hard to let go, but that's when you remember you're letting go so that you can create space for something even better. And that's what's coming up in the future, how you perceive the future. If you feel like, oh my gosh, how is this ever going to end? How is this pattern ever going to end? Or it's really hard to let go of this situation. With the Death card here, it's also an opportunity. It's an opportunity to let go of, to let those old patterns die. And that's a blessing. It's actually a blessing. So when you look at the future and you feel like, because it can feel that way too, because it can trigger those emotional abandonment wounds and all of those kind of things, or not feeling enough, or it can trigger all of that, right? When you set boundaries and speaking up and asserting yourself more. So it can feel like it's really, really hard therefore, but just know that you're creating space for something better. And then I'm going to pull 2 more cards for you. Yeah. So the outcome of doing this journey, there's always an outcome to, we all have free will, but if you go ahead and do this journey as the cards suggest, the outcome of that, this is, for one, it's filling your cup. And it's also about new people, new relationships of people that see you and respect you, because we always attract the relationships, whether it's close love partners or friendships or work colleagues. We always attract the relationship that holds up the mirror for us, what we need to work on, or how where we are. It always holds the mirror for where we are. So the more healing that we do, the, in a sense, easier flow the relationship is going to be, and the more fulfilling the relationships that we magnetize into our life are going to be. And this is an opportunity, it's a gift with new relationship, new fulfilling relationship for you that is not repeating the same pattern because you've broken that pattern. That's amazing. And of course, because that's how the universe works. And then just one last one for you. Yeah, where you're tripping yourself up, where you tend to trip yourself up is with the Seven of Wands here. How I'm feeling this energy is that you might be holding, you might be kind of like protecting something that is not actually. It feels like you're holding on to this other thing, right? And you're protecting maybe an identity of yourself by not letting go. So I pulled it as you're tripping yourself up. But when you're holding on to this identity just because you've identified so much with it, you're protecting something that's not serving you anymore. Okay, you're holding on to something that's not serving you anymore. So that's where you trip yourself up. So this has to do with identity and letting go of that, letting go of the foundation of, not so much the foundation, but letting go of the belief of who you are, because often it's emotionally connected that way. Because you identify with the giver, or you identify with holding everyone else's energy and whatnot, and that's beautiful. I'm not telling you to not give or to not take care of people, but the cards are asking you that this is an opportunity for you to start taking more care of you, so that you can act from them then a full cup and take care of people from there, because you're doing yourself and other people a disservice if you prioritize them over yourself. Okay, so this was your reading. Who chose the selenite? If this resonates with you or how it resonates, make comments below in the video. I'd love to hear it, or send other people this way. Subscribe to my channel, because I do have these coming out every Tuesday now. If you want some help, obviously I think I have 1 or 2 sessions left actually this week for all of September. So I'll put the link below to that if you do need help to look at this. This is what I do. I look at the very core pattern so we can go to the depth of it and heal it and bring it out, right? I also have the Fall Equinox Ritual coming up as a group session on the 22nd of September, so sign up for that. The theme for that is going to be wholeness within you, which is both looking at everything that you're grateful for, and also kind of aligning you and centering you so that you can move into the fall, which is just, so much go for the most of us, with aligned movement, so that you're not too scattered, so that you know what you are meant to move forward with. So that's in the Fall Equinox Ritual, so sign up for that. I'll put the link below as well. Thank you so much, and we'll move on to pile number 2. All right, pile number 2. Pile number 2, the Tiger's Eye. For you who chose the Tiger's Eye, all right. So your center cards here are Connect to Your Heart and the King of Wands. See, how do I do this? Like this. So with these two here, you're really being called to, I feel like, taking time for you. And with the King of Wands here too, is that like, I don't know, doing it with passion, someone who really knows his or her place in terms of, okay, this is what I want, this is what I desire, and that can show up as committing to yourself that if you really want to move on with your passions and your desires, and doing that from a soul aligned space, then it's time to prioritize connecting to yourself, connecting to your heart. It's from here and from your gut that you can bring this forward, where your creativity lays and all of that. So this is probably for you who wants to act more on your creativity and bringing out that life force energy for yourself. And it starts with prioritizing you. It's not just going to come from, however, if you're just doing your to-do list, or if you end up in your head too much, okay? So this is calling you to prioritize that time for yourself. Because I feel like you are with the second card coming up here, I feel like you are like picking battles a little bit, and this might be a battle either within yourself of like, well, can I do, what happens if I let go of my to-do list, or I have so much to do that how can I ever have time for that, or then I can't pay my bills, or I have to take care of the kids, or whatever your situation is, right? So it can be that like fight within yourself. But that's the thing, if you want to get out of that the rat race, you have to do something different. You can't expect something different to come in if you're not doing something different. I really feel that. So I think that for whoever you picked pile number 2 with the tiger's eye, this, I feel it's an internal battle. It can show up. I mean, then people around you might also then, you know, question, well, why? Because you have to do this, or you have to be here for me, right? They want you if they're used to that. But I feel like it's more of an internal battle. In the spiritual field here, this is where you're called to go in and meditate or journal around. And with the 8 of Wands here, again, this is really what I've just kind of said here. This is about going all in, all your energy into your spiritual journey, because I feel you here in the beginning in these first 2 cards, like you really want to do something different. You want to use your creative force more. You want to act on something. You want to bring your passion more forward. Well, but then you have to make that choice and commit to yourself and go all in on it. Because otherwise, what can happen on the flip side of this is that you get burnt out. You get burnt out on your to-do list, on everything else. And you keep just repeating that, because again, I'm feeling this, if you're not changing something, then you can't expect change, okay? So this is really urging you that it would be so beneficial to go within, okay? If you want to create your most amazing dreams, if you want to live your dream life, you have to commit to you. There's no shortcut around it. And this is about, and then again, in the action field, in the outer action field, is about movement. So some of you might be moving too. Obviously, that's always there. Or called to move to have more of a supportive environment around you. I don't know, that came in, it was a little bit more specific, so it might be for some of you and not for some, since it's a group reading. But it creates, you're called to create movement. You have to, it keeps coming back. This is so interesting. It keeps coming back, that same message. You have to do something different in order to expect and see some different results. So this is what, change something needs shifting here, right? And also when it comes to making changes, I feel this too for some of you, it's better with small changes. Like, don't commit to an hour meditation a day. That's, if you're not doing anything right now in terms of that, then that's going to be a too big of a step. And if you make that, then it's easier to fail on that. And because it's easier to fail, then it's just, you're just going to repeat the patterns, like, oh, I can't do this. It's better to commit, like, okay, I'm just going to sit and just going to, in the morning, just breathe into myself for 5 minutes. And at some point during the day or in the evening or in the morning, however your life look like, I'm going to take 10 minutes and just journal or just practice mindfulness or however, or even taking that can also be a good break for you. In the middle of the day, just kind of go outside and get some fresh air. Just stop what you're doing for a little bit. Like those things, those routines that are, in a sense, a small commitment, it's easier to then make a new routine because it's easier to keep it up than if you're making 2 big steps that, oh, I want to change this and this and this and this and this. And then if you feel that you can't keep it up, then it's easier to kind of let go of everything and you're back at square one. And that's fine. You can always start over, but that's just how we as human beings work. It's better to take smaller steps so that you can see that, wow, I'm making progress with this and I'm going to keep doing it and I'm reaping the benefit of it. So then I'm going to extend the time or doing something additional that also feels healthy for me. Okay. And then in the future field, this is how not only what you can expect from the future, but more so of how perceiving the future. So this is how, just noticing your mind, what are you looking at? With the Knight of Cups here, this is new offers. Like if you're doing these steps, it's going to bring you new fulfilled time situations, people, relationships, is going to bring you that. So that's a reason why you do it. So if you are going through hurdles of having a hard time committing to this, then put that into your mind that, right, I'm creating something different for myself. I'm creating a better situation for myself, a more fulfilled situation for myself. And then let's see here. I want to do a couple more cards for you. Okay, 2 wanted to come out. So if you take these steps, the possible outcome, if you work on these things, so the cards always show that if you take those steps, if you don't take them, then I can't tell you what the future is, but this is the outcome that you're looking at when you commit to yourself. And it's both the Star and the Queen of Swords, and these two are showing you that, wow, for one, you're taking so much, you're nurturing yourself. It might feel vulnerable, but you're nurturing yourself, and you're coming into your creativity. The Star card is too creativity. So this is what you're invoking in yourself, which we started upon. I feel like you are someone who really want to make a change because of that, and invoking your passions and creativity. So that's coming for you. And with the Queen of Swords here too, that's all about intentional action. So this is really helping you and setting you up for this that I feel like you've been really wanting. And this, talking about the Queen of Swords too, if you want help with that, to kind of center into that, how does that action look like for you? I have the Fall Equinox Ritual coming up on September 22nd. It's a theme of wholeness, so I'm going to bring you back into wholeness to see what you have and how you come so far, as well as just helping you to align so that you can channel that messages from the universe. What are you meant to focus on right now for to come into even more wholeness as we come into the fall here and that go moment in the fall. So that's a help for you as well, and that's going to be the outcome. So you can obviously start with this, and then if you're interested in that, you can join that group ritual that I have. And we're going to work with crystals, meditations, and journaling, and all of that too. So sign up for that. I'll put the link below for that. If you want deep help with really looking into where, if any of you have that like procrastination or why you're not choosing yourself, there's always a deeper reason and pattern for that. If you want help to pinpoint that and work through that, I can help you with that, with looking at where you're at, where that core pattern is coming from. I have different methods to use to look into that. I'm studying gene keys, and that's really going to help as well as just my psychic abilities. So I can help you pinpoint that. I have a couple of sessions more left in September, this week only, and I think after that, there might be one more day. Anyway, so book that. And also, if you want more of these, I'm going to do these every Tuesday for the fall. So sign or subscribe to the channel, send other people here if you think that they also would like a message. Okay, that was all for you with the tiger's eye. All right, perfect. So now we're going to go into, let's see, this is the amethyst. It's the chevron amethyst, actually. For you who picked the chevron amethyst pile. All right. Interesting. All right, so amethyst. So your first card that sets the tone for the whole reading is play, and the Queen of Pentacles. So this is telling me that it would be really beneficial for you. Maybe you're already doing it, and then in that case, this is the confirmation for it. You have a way where when you're in a good, fun, easy-going place of play and doing more of those things for yourself and having fun, you call in abundance. Okay, you not only like feel plenty in all areas of life, but you also call in more of that plenty that you want to call in, whether that is money or fun times or just feeling that your life is just full and abundant. So if you're not only already doing it, then this is what you're being called to do even more. If you are doing it, this is just know that you can give yourself this. This is what's coming in. Sometimes we feel like, oh, we might feel guilty because we're actually giving us something fun. And if that's you, there's always a place where that guilt comes from, but you're learning to receive by giving yourself these beautiful moments and play and all of this. So that's where you're at. You're learning to receive more. You're opening up your receiving channel more for all of that abundance. So keep doing it. And if you feel guilty for it, just course correct there. There's probably a deeper pattern for that, but course correct and keep doing it. Okay. There is something here with the Four of Cups coming into that you might not, if you're not doing this currently, you might not see these, like fulfilling these spontaneous opportunities that is here for you. So if that's you, make sure that you take those opportunities and go out of your way. Do something out of your normal in the box, because otherwise you'll miss them. You miss them. You're more focused on here than the blessings that you're actually given. So telling you to, again, to just kind of open your eyes from your regular routine. This is what I do every day, and this is my to-do list, so that you can invite more play and fun into your life. In the spiritual field, let me feel into this. This is a Justice card. So the first thing that comes is actually balance. It's a form of balance. What you're being called to go on an inner journey about, whether you meditate or journal or whatever that is that by playing and doing more and inviting more abundance, there is some kind of karmic justice that is happening. Maybe you haven't had this too much before, or maybe your parents or the people that you grew up with haven't had that, and you're actually breaking that karma of not having fun or not having plenty and abundance and all of that. So there's something here, like on a deeper level, that might be beneficial for you to look at spiritually, where you're coming from, because you are the one who are balancing this out by doing more of it, because you're learning to receive in a way that maybe they never were. So I feel like karmically, ancestrally here, that there's something here that you're actually balancing out. And obviously the Justice card can be, for some of you, very specific in terms of justice, making something fair, or winning something with someone else in a legal matter too, but that would be just very specific. Also, what's coming in here is that for some of you this might resonate, is that if there has been any unfairness done to you, and maybe that's what's keeping you here a little bit, then you can't always seek, and that's why it's coming in the spiritual field, you can't always seek that fairness from that person that has done that, or that situation, because they might not be ready to see it in your way. And you sometimes it's just beneficial for you to see that, okay, we have different views on this, and it's just what it is. And you can really, really, really think and know and feel that your view is the right. And if there's been, trauma, wounding, then of course, right? But just a heads up here, if you're trying to get it from someone that is not emotionally available to give that to you, or to see your point of view, or to talk it out that way, and that's why it's coming out in the spiritual field, because then it's for you to do the inner healing journey, and also stopping yourself from seeking that acknowledgement from someone else that's not able to give it to you. You're just gonna butt heads, or you're just gonna exhaust yourself by doing that, and it's just gonna keep you in the same pattern to repeat with that person or other people around you. Okay, so this is so much about breaking that within yourself. And then in the action field, this is so lovely. It's the Lover's card. This can obviously mean for some of you to act on, to take that, like, okay, I have these people around me. It can be a lover, or someone that you want to spend more time with, but it can be friends too. For some of you, it's that outer action step of taking time to actually nurture those relationships that feel really abundant and playful for you. That kind of came in the beginning. And for some of you, it also means that that you're making a better connection with yourself. The Lover's card here, this is about like a commitment, but this can be on an inner level as well. So you're making better choices and a commitment for yourself to take care of yourself more, to nurture yourself more, to play more, because that is what's bringing abundance. And by you letting go of these other patterns or people or however that is, or just patterns within yourself of not giving yourself that, know that when you do break those patterns, this is what's coming in, a better connection with yourself, and a more pleasurable connection with yourself as well. When it comes to looking into how to perceive the future, and I'm going to do a couple more cards here, with the Knight of Wands here, so this can definitely mean that there's new ideas that supports your passions, your desires, those dreams, that is just kind of coming in the more you play. And it's also telling you that the more you play, the more this will come in. So if you feel like you are having a hard time, like, oh, can I really do this? Am I worthy of this? That's also a little bit if you're working with worthiness and all of that. Are you worthy having fun? Are you worthy taking time out of your box to-do life to actually fill your own cup? Then yes, you are, because when you give yourself that, then more passionate ideas are going to come in, and more opportunities to have more of your dreams and desires and passions in your life. So just remind yourself of that, and that's why you're doing it too. If you have to have some help to get over that hump of giving yourself that play. And then, I wonder if some of you felt two cards or two crystals here, because this came in for the second one too. But this is the Queen of Swords, so this is the outcome card. If you go on this journey, if you prioritize play, if you look into that emotional attachment, or that I just talked about, just this card there, if you're choosing yourself, then this is your outcome, of being more intentional with your time, where you spend your time, your energy, your mental energy, your money. Are you investing in yourself in all these ways? To be really more intentional with it, because the more intentional you can be on acting on your dreams, your next level self, all of those things, the sooner it will come, right? But it takes that commitment to yourself. So beautiful. So that's also what you're looking at, what you're moving into. And then I wanted to do one more. Oh, interesting. So I asked where you're tripping yourself up. So this may be that you're not fully believing in all the blessings that can be here for you. And how I'm feeling this energy, maybe it's for some of you, but how I'm feeling this energy is that, a reason why it's hard to believe or hard to trust that all these blessings can come in is that because you haven't yet necessarily experienced it. But you have to go out of your box, because the brain can only perceive what you have already experienced. So if you're going after your dreams and you want things to change in your life, then the brain's going to try to keep you safe and to keep doing what you're doing, right? Because it hasn't experienced all the abundance and joy and play and all of that. So that's why you're tripping yourself up. If you think that, are you really worthy it? Will it actually come? If I do these things, then I can't, like, it's kind of like how I'm feeling that tug a little bit, is that of like, well, can I really do it? Am I worthy it, but it's more so of like, well, will it have the outcome that I desire? And then it's more coming back to you sometimes of trying to control the situation rather than just being fun and spontaneous. It's like, okay, I'm gonna keep on doing this because I have to do this too. But you have to get out of your head there, okay, and follow your heart. Your soul is always speaking to you from your heart, from your gut, from what you're excited about. So if you want to call in more of that in your life, then that's also where you have to act from. Okay, that was for you. So I'm gonna do more of these. If this resonates, comment below too. I'd love to hear what you get out of these readings, if they resonate, and how it shows up in your life. And send people this way as well, and have them to subscribe to my channel so that more can take benefit from all of this. I'm going to do these videos every Tuesday. So if you want some time for yourself, I'm going to have Fall Ritual, Fall Equinox Ritual. It's that midway point of being grateful for what we've done so far, but I'm also going to help you into that wholeness and taking aligned action, just like the Queen of Swords we're showing here. Aligned action into where are you putting your energy, into what things, so you can move forward in the fall more aligned and centered with your soul journey. So I'll put that up. It's the 22nd of September. You can sign up below. I have a couple of sessions left, one-on-one sessions for September, I think only 2 or 3. So if you want help with this and breaking those habits and making a better commitment for yourself, that's there for you. That's what I do. I love to help you in that. And have a lovely rest of your week. And I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.